welcome to ET Brand Equity. This is Aprajita Tripathi and we are here shooting for BE Famous with Niharika NM. So Niharika, you started off as a content creator and you started with very basic resources. So how did you go with it? Was it your content script? Was it your dialect or the characters you played in your videos?
I'd like to believe it's a combination of all three, but since I started out very, very young, I think I just cracked the jokes that you would crack in a friend group online, and I just found my community because people were like, oh my God, that's what me and my friends talk about. I'm like, yes. I think just me trying to be who I am offline and just authentic, that's so cliche to say, but I was just trying to be my most authentic self because I was exhausted from trying to not be me. Maybe that's how I found my tribe.
Your most viral video was the one where it was one street one that you remember,
love
right?
Someone,
Yeah.
You should let them go. What do you think this is a one way? Yeah.
So what were the metrics that you followed for that video? What are the do's and the don'ts that you think?
There were no metrics. I watched a movie where, I don't know, I think it was like a one-sided love track.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is so annoying. I wouldn't react the way that she did. And I just like ended up making a video about it because why not, right? And it just caught on. And I think that's one of the videos that gave me the kind of visibility that I have today.
Yes, it did. You went to Cannes this year and you won an award there. You graced on the red carpet. So what do you feel about having that Cinderella moment you had there?
Dude, I was terrified. Like, I was like, I had my whole imposter syndrome take over, and I was like, oh my God, I don't know what to do here because I'm seeing supermodels and actors and actresses, and I just felt so small. And I think it just took me wearing that outfit and like getting my hair and makeup done to be like, you know what, it's okay. Like, you don't have to compare yourself to XYZ. This is your moment. Live it, enjoy it.
Yeah.
It was great. It was genuinely great. I remember crying that day because I was like, I can't believe this is my life, because 6 months before that moment, I was going to take a desk job. Because I was still doing my MBA. I'm still a college student at this point. So I was just like, I can't believe this is my world, because I went back and then I had to open my books and study again.
So you said you were doing MBA.
Yeah.
So where did it all begin? If I would take you to the flashbacks, what do you think was the calling for you as an Instagram creator?
So I actually started out on YouTube when I was 17, 18. But the concept of social media wasn't that accepted in India yet. Like, it was just flourishing in the West, and it hadn't come to India. I was one of the first wave of creators, but I was too young. And my parents were like, this is fun and games, right? Like, you're still going to do this, right? And I was also like, yes, because I didn't know that creator economy could be a thing. I didn't know you could actually make money through this job. Because at the time it was so new that nobody was paying you to make videos. You're just making videos because you're stupid at that point. Like, you're like who's watching this, right? That was the notion. So I finished my engineering and then I moved abroad and I quit social media because I just felt like I have studied too much to not be doing something academically inclined. So I moved abroad to get an MBA, and then I ended up getting a double degree. I did an MBA, MFA because the pandemic hit. I just had too much time. During the pandemic is when my manager, Viraj, who's also my best friend, he would call me every single day and be like, listen, you have to do it. Like, now you have time. You don't have excuses to make. And Reels became a thing on Instagram.
Right.
But before that, TikTok was a thing, remember, for a hot second. And he convinced me to upload videos on TikTok. The day I upload a video on TikTok, it gets banned in India. And I was like, this is a sign from the gods saying that this is not for you. Just go back to your desk job, right? Or go back to your books, like you need to finish your education. That happened. And then he convinced me to put up videos on Reels, and they just blew up out of nowhere. And then I was like, oh, okay, like I didn't think I'd come back into the same field that I was in when I was a teenager. But here I am.
So what are your niche? What are your core audience?
I make comedy videos only. I try to, at least. I just make videos that are relatable. I make observational comedy videos. I just take the experiences that I have on a daily basis, like the smallest things where you hear someone slurp on your coffee and you just don't like the slurping sound. I just make that a sketch, exaggerate it a little bit, put my own twist to it, and put it out there, because we all go through the same things, but we don't pick up on these mundane things because it just happens to us so often that you don't find humor in it unless someone points it out and says, hey, look, this happens to all of us. That's what I do. I just package daily situations in my own way and say, here, take it.
So there's no targeted audience for this, right?
No, whoever likes my sense of humor is my audience. If you have the same sense of humor, yeah, any age group. But I think mostly 18 to 24-year-olds watch me. So my age group. Yeah. So it's great, yeah.
You said you don't make fashion videos, but what would you personally like to make? Fashion videos or comedy videos?
Oh my God, comedy. Like I've never done fashion. Like honestly, I think my sense of style is just like joggers and a crop top. So I would never make a fashion video unless it's a parody of a fashion video. But no. No, definitely comedy. I wouldn't know where to start to do fashion.
What do you think about the brand's expectations from the creators when it's about paid partnership deals?
I think they mostly expect a viral video, and that's funny because I don't know how to give you a viral video. I know how to give you a good video, and hopefully it works out for us. And I also think brands are slowly adapting to the whole influencer economy and like influencer marketing situation right now. Yeah. And we're fully thriving, I feel, at least like the whole, influencer marketing sector. I just think brands need to trust the influencer a little more in terms of the creative space. Yeah. Because if you're going to this person because you think they're a good fit for your brand, I think this person knows how to package your brand in a beautiful way for their audience.
When it's about sponsored videos, paid partnership, but what do you think is the best timing for a product to enter in the video? Is it in the middle? Is it in the between? Is it in the end? Because it does affect the audience.
Oh my God, yes. Thank you for actually asking that question, because I feel like a lot of brands don't realize that bringing in your product in the first frame will actually make an audience click off because they immediately know it's an ad and they just think there is no creativity in that video because it's an ad. I personally feel like somewhere towards the end or the end. In the middle, depending on the script, but I feel like the last quarter of the video is when you bring in the brand, take it out, and then you have a punch. Especially when it comes to comedy, you build a premise, you bring in your brand as a hero, take the brand off, have a punch without the brand, then the video works because it's still relatable.
Yes.
Because if the brand wasn't there, also the video works. So you put the brand organically where it seamlessly just fits into your video. That's a great video for the brand, because if the brand is just organically fitting into your daily life situation, that's what you want. You don't want it to feel forced. You don't want it to feel like, oh, here's the brand in your face, like buy it. It should just be like, oh, look at me drinking this cup of coffee like casually, but it has a logo here, like bam, like sold. Because they'll be like, oh, remember, subconsciously you'll register that person had that, whatever, so you'll pick it up next time.
What are the things that you keep in mind to ensure that your personal life isn't impacted into your creative field?
That's something I'm actively working on. I just feel like I can't separate the two most times, and I let one or the other bleed into each other. And I don't like that about me. And I really am actively trying to be like, no, this is personal, this is professional. I can't let my personal problems affect my professional whatever, and I can't let my professional stresses affect how I behave at home. So that's something I'm actively working on. It's really difficult because we're all human at the end of the day. And if you're stressed about something, you can't just be like, okay, I'm going to leave this stress out before I enter my house. But working on it. I'm working on it. I'm trying to actively find mechanisms that would help me compartmentalize what I'm doing in different ways and not just mix everything and take my anger or like stress out on somebody else that's not even involved.
Most of your videos are real life situation based. So it does help, right? The personal things that you bring in the videos.
Yeah, like when it's good. Yeah. Right? Like when it's happy, hunky-dory, yes. But when it's bad, I can't really make like an emotional video about the mental breakdown I had at 2 a.m. for just no apparent reason that I can't put a finger on. So that's why I feel like I consciously choose what I put out on social media.
What are your next milestones that you would want to achieve?
I just want to do better. I want to be better. I want to be the best at what I do. I don't think I'm even halfway there. Yeah. I just want to be, honestly, this is so lame, but I want to just be happy and not be stressed all the time because I picked this career because I wanted to do it and it made me happy. I think somewhere along the way we all lose the plot, right?
Yeah.
We pick something because we're passionate about it, and then we're like, oh my god, I'm so stressed. I just want to be able to. My biggest milestone or like goal that I have personally is to be able to give myself time to work on myself, because I just feel like that really affects my career if I'm not focusing on personal growth.
Yeah,
so I think that I just want to be better and do better.
You said you started off with YouTube, right? Do you still go back to YouTube at times, or is it just Instagram now?
Dude, I really want to. YouTube is my first love, I always say it. And I truly, honestly believe long format content is way harder than short form content, because you need to be able to keep your audience engaged for 10 minutes. No, people have an attention span of like 30 seconds or 10 seconds now. So imagine like keeping your audience engaged for like 10 or 15 minutes. I have so much respect for long format content creators. I want to get back into it because I want my audience to love me for me and not just the jokes I make.
You did long format as well. You're doing short format.
Yeah.
What would you choose? You said you want to get back to long format.
Yes, I want to get back to long format, but short format is just so much simpler than long format.
Easier as well.
Yes. In its own way, because I feel like it has its own caveats, right? See, long format is a challenge when it comes to keeping your audience engaged. But short format, the challenge lies where you have to package something in such a small duration. So something that can be explained in 10 minutes has to be explained in 30 seconds now. And that's quite difficult in its own way. But the effort that goes into a long format video versus a short form content, I'm just talking about comedy sketches, you guys, not vlogs. That's a whole other ballgame.
Yeah.
I just think the effort level is slightly lesser, because a full frame 10-minute sketch will take you at least 2 or 3 days if you're doing it with the full production. So,
So if a brand comes to you and asks you to make a long format video, for example, if it's hair oil. And long format or short format, what would you choose?
Definitely short format, because the long format would be 9 minutes, 30 seconds of me doing other stuff and 30 seconds of hair oil. So take your 10 seconds of hair oil in my 30-second video and let me do whatever I do for 20 seconds. Now reels are 1 minute, 1.5 minutes also. So all of my videos are 1.5 minutes. The more they increase the timing, the more my videos are going to increase. So that's how I'm going to make long format. It's just going to happen by accident.
What do you think are the other platforms that you would want to explore?
Definitely getting back on YouTube for sure. But I just don't think there's any other platform that interests me. TikTok, I'm on TikTok because I still have an account based in the US. So a lot of white people enjoy my content, so it's quite funny.
Are they relatable content for them as well?
No, it's the same reels that I upload on Instagram that I upload on TikTok. The white people that get it, that don't. But no, for now, I think I just want to focus on what I'm already doing and find a way to kind of change the standard for short form videos. I feel like there is a template that everybody follows. I want to try and figure out what else we could do. What other templates can we use? What other, I don't know, just something different. Like it really like itches me and bothers me sometimes that I'm doing the same thing that I do. Like it bothers me that I'm doing my own type of videos because I want to try something different. I want to experiment, but I don't have the time yet. I'm just making excuses.
As a creator who does comedy, there's a lot of competition out there for you. So how do you make yourself stand out among them? How do you stick to your course?
I think I just make sure not to get lost in the rat race and I just do what I do. Like I've always done it. I don't try to follow trends, yes, but I don't try to just actively do something because that's what's working. I just do what is true to me and what's still relatable to me and my friends, and I just take that and I package it, like I said earlier, and give it to my audience who can relate to the same type of humor. I don't actively think about standing out because I think that would like send you down a rabbit hole of like, how do you stand out? I just do my thing, and if people like it, they like it. If they don't, they don't. But I actively try not to lose myself. I try not to forget where I come from, who I am, and what I like doing, and why I do what I do. That I keep in mind before I do anything. And when I do have those moments when I'm like spiraling, I take a step back and I'm like, okay, now I need to take a break. But this break, I'm going to remind myself who I truly am, what I want to do, and why I do this.
What do you think? Should brand go with comedy as a genre or any other genre that you think brand could attract their audience with as a creator?
I I think it depends on the brand. If it's a beauty brand, I totally see like a beauty influencer doing it. But I also see a comedy influencer doing beauty because I think a way to integrate a lipstick in a comedy sketch would be so much easier. And also I think an audience is more receptive to brands being integrated in a comedy sketch than being like, hey guys, I use this, you should use it too, because like, do you actually use it? I don't know. Like, you were using another phone the other day. How come you're using this phone in this video? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think when you're doing a comedy sketch, you're not personally saying, hey, I use this. A character in your video is using it. So I think they can still find humor in the sketch and also receive the brand without feeling like they're being cheated on by just telling them that, hey, I use this phone, you shouldn't. You're like, no, you're lying to me. In a sketch, you don't think they're lying because it's a fictional sketch. So I think comedy is a great genre.
So brands nowadays are on the mainstreams, they are trying to shift from comedy. They are getting into more serious scripts for their promotions and stuff. What do you think as a creator on a short format platform? How would you go about it?
I think if they're doing that with their advertisements that are on TV, okay, maybe that's what their audience wants, because who watches TV anymore? We are all streaming Netflix and Hotstar and like Amazon Prime. So I understand they could do that, but also like brands did comedy before. Like, I'm confused. Like, we always skip through ads, so I don't know. So maybe if you don't want people to skip through your ads, integrate it with a comedy creator.
AI can replicate fashion, but AI can't replicate comedy. That's what it is.
Yeah.
So as an engineer, what are your thoughts on it?
I'm just thinking that I have no threat to my job then, because I truly am terrified of robots because I've watched too many apocalypse films and they all end with robots taking over humanity. And as much as I enjoy the film, I would like to keep my job and my life and my home. So glad that doesn't affect me. Sucks for fashion creators, I guess. I don't know. This is why I don't do fashion. What is fashion? I don't know, man.
So we'll play a little rapid fire with you.
Done.
What is the one hashtag that you think defines you?
Hashtag stressed. Always. Oh my God. I need to chill.
Which is your favorite reel of someone else?
Any reel that Michael B. Jordan is a part of, I love. Like, if his face is in anything, I love.
Which is that one creator you look up to?
I really like Liza Koshy. I think she's very funny. Even though she doesn't do comedy anymore, I think she's just such a breath of fresh air.
What is that one thing you regret doing in life as an influencer?
As an influencer, starting very early. But I'm also proud of it because I think I learned a lot on the way.
If not this, what would you be doing right now? An alternative profession?
I would be doing a marketing job for sure. Yeah. If not building myself up, I'd be building other people up because I'm good at it. I think so. Okay, that wasn't cocky. That was just like me saying I could have done that also.
Thank you, Niharika, for doing this for us. It was lovely meeting you and a great pleasure talking to you.
Thank you for having me on BE Famous. I will BE one day.